Hello, everybody. All right. Welcome to Soft Pants Nation. My name is Amanda Duncan. I am a singer, songwriter, craft nerd, techie geek. And, this show I created it to inspire you to believe in yourself. Well, I mean, you and hopefully if you have some other people watching with you in the room. And maybe I'm hoping to get some other people hooked, and, to live a creative life. And if you do those things, if you believe in yourself and you have a creative life, you will in turn make the world a better place. So here we are. Oh, sure. Now my printer works. Sorry. I have a whole set list that I wanted to tape below the camera lens so I wouldn't have to look over it at all. I wouldn't have to look over. And, here we are. So printer wouldn't work before. That's why I was running a little bit late. I was troubleshooting for a little too long. Sheesh. But thank you for being here. I am so excited to have this show up and running again in 2021. And oh wait, actually, it's National Popcorn Day. Yay! Wait, I'm going to do it again. Ow, 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 ow. Now, I made popcorn today, and I love popcorn. I wonder if I'm going to have any gums left by the time 5 years later. But I'm really excited about this show. I'm excited that it's National Popcorn Day, and I have just an actual legitimate excuse to pop popcorn. I had it with my egg salad sandwich today, which was delicious. Joanna, if you're watching, thank you very much for making that for me. So I am really excited as well because my friend Faith Sanko, she is my co-producer, and a lot of you have watched the show, and I can think of things to technically make the show better, like cool effects or a segment that could be touching or funny or ridiculous. But a lot of the messaging has been not focused. And I had asked Faith if she knew anybody who did that, and I knew that I knew she did do that somewhat professionally, but no, she does that professionally. It's not somewhat. And I'm so happy that she's like, I need a creative project. And what you're going to see now, we've been planning for, I want to say, about a month on and off, just having some meetings. I didn't get it. I was behind the ball, or I maybe dropped the ball here and there. Old habits die hard. And I wanted to find a way to still, like, we were talking about a lot of things. So I tried to do a lot of the things that we talked about. So if you see any typos or anything that seems completely off, it's not her fault. It's my fault. I'll throw myself under the bus. But eventually, the show's going to be shaped really well, and I'm really excited about it. So for those of you who know that in this show, I always start off the first thing I do on the show. Oh, wait. Actually, in the spirit of this, it's Dolly Parton's birthday today. She's 75. I really wish I had animated that with her giggling, because I just think her giggle is so great. And I just been, over the years, everybody has come to realize what an amazing person she is, and how she has like 3,000 or 4,000 songs copywritten or written. I don't know. She's just incredible. So yeah, National Popcorn Day, and it's fitting because it's Dolly Parton's birthday. All right, so this song, let's pump this up. The song is called Get on the Plane. Oh, wait. There we go. Get on the Plane. And it's from my album Big Time Superhero. Get on the plane. Wait, what key am I in? There. Here we go. Get on the plane. Get in the car. I'll do what I have to do to get where you are. Through the rain and snow, I'll find a way to be right next to you on the sunny days. But it always feels like I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, and we've spoken so little, and the distance between you and me is worlds apart. So pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't have to be alone, whoa, 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 whoa. Pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. So if you're feeling all alone, pick up the telephone. I wanna see that candlelight and celebrate another year of your beautiful life. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna make big plans. Summer spent in Montreal and winters in San Fran. But it always feels like I'm coming and a go when the winds of change keep missing and blow, and I can never seem to keep my feet on solid ground. So pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't have to be alone, whoa, 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 whoa. Pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. So if you're feeling all alone, pick up the telephone. Just hold on a little longer. I'll be there, I promise. Wait for me and pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't have to be alone, whoa, 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 whoa. Pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. So if you're feeling all alone, pick up the telephone. Pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't have to be alone, whoa, 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 whoa. Pick up the telephone, whoa, 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 whoa. So if you're feeling all alone, pick up the telephone. Wow, I think I was a little crispy in the vocal there. I apologize if it was clipping. All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see who's here. Hey, Danielle, what's up? Hey, oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, let me see. I know Kat and Rich are here. I saw Alberto. Hey, Susan, Happy New Year. Hey, Doug. Happy Inauguration Eve. Well, who else is here? I know I saw some. So, if anybody's watching on YouTube, make sure. Hey, Michelle, what's up? Hey, Aunt Carol. Oh man, I'm so pumped. Thank you for being here. And I just, this is the question of the week that I'm proposing. I want. Hey, Sonny, what's up? Literally, hello, neighbor. It can be like in Tool Time when you can be like the fence. Who's that? Oh, what was that name? What was the name of the neighbor? Hey, Faith. Hey, everybody. My co-producer, Faith Stanko, is in the house. Please give her some props because hopefully this show will go well enough. I was nervous tonight because I have a lot to. I feel like it's not just me who I could disappoint. I could disappoint myself and laugh it off, but I don't want to disappoint you, Faith. So. The question of the week is, what are you doing on a consistent basis to better the world for people you don't know? And that kind of goes into the theme that I'm gonna pretty much have for most of the show. Martin Luther King Jr., his birthday. Oh no, I'm trying to be sentimental, and all these things just happened. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me make sure that those don't go off again. Well, good luck to me. So, okay. So much is happening, right? Tomorrow, there's a new beginning for the country. And, we don't know what will happen. We just don't know. And all we can do is just hope for the best. And I really try to live my life in a way where I'm just improving myself to become a happier person, a more fulfilled person, because I feel like it's this ripple effect. If I'm happy and I'm nicer to people, that they'll be inspired to be happier, and then the ripple effect, if you get what I'm saying. And I wanted to go over just some of, some things that yesterday, I took the time and I watched a lot of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches because everyone's posting quotes, and don't get me wrong, I'm a sucker for a great quote, but I wanted to hear the words from his mouth, and I'm going to go over some of the quotes now because I feel like it's just important to kind of discuss them, and I just kind of I didn't dig too deep as far as like looking for quotes. Like, there was a couple quotes that stuck out to me, but then he also has some that I just have loved over the years and have really like gone in my brain. All right, so let's see here. So this is a famous one. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And this is something that I think I've made a couple graphics about it over the past couple years, just sharing it, online. And it's just, how true is that, right? So I'm going to just keep going. Everyone has the power for greatness, not for fitness, because greatness is determined by service. And this time last year, I had gone into New York City to to volunteer for the MLK Day of Service. And I actually met with people who were actually homeless in New York, and it wasn't what you thought. Like, there were people who were just in the system and couldn't afford apartments, and it was just, it's not the kind of homelessness that you think of someone in rags on the street, laying on the ground. It just, it was really, really eye-opening. And then after that, I actually helped to bag toiletries and groceries for people in need around the city. And, things like that really make you think. And I think that's what he's really talking about here is service. And that's where the question is, what are you doing on a consistent basis to improve the world for other people around you that you don't know, right? So these people around you, like, how can you do that? If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. So, I mean, that's what you do. And don't get me wrong, there's been definite times where it feels like you can't do any of that. And I feel like right now there's a lot of things that have happened where it's just crippling. Like, you don't want to get out of bed, or, I'm trying to be productive and do this show and try to think of all these cool plans and implement all these cool plans that I've come up with over the past year to move my music career forward and to just create art all the time. But what happens when you just can't move? And I guess, really in the end, it's okay to not move for like a day or so or a week or so. But when it turns into years, you really have to think about what's going on. So that's probably an episode that I'll never cover, but just some food for thought. Moving forward, and I actually think this applies to a lot of things that I talk about on this show, where I want to do something, I want to achieve something, and if I do this one thing 5 minutes a day, if I practice this one thing 5 minutes a day, and just do it over and over, 5 minutes can turn into 10, 15 minutes, and then before you know it, literal change happens. And this can be anything from playing an instrument to, maybe just, I guess maybe just even feeling like you're capable of even moving, right? It's really runs that gamut. I have the audacity to believe. Now, actually, this quote is from his Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. And actually, I want to kind of preface that. I just thought that speech was just really, all of his speeches were incredible and just so articulate. But so I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. And man, really, who wouldn't want that? I just, that's hard. It's like where we are now. And I want to go into the next quote, which is also from his Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. And it really, really struck me. I must ask why this prize is awarded to a movement which is beleaguered, right? And committed to unrelenting struggle, to a movement which is not won the very peace and brotherhood which is the essence of the Nobel Prize. And he went on before this. Before he said this, he said that there's churches that are being burned down. There's people who are being sprayed with hoses because they want to vote, and and then he says this right after that, and he's like, why are you giving this to me? Essentially, I'm so happy that you're giving this to me, but it seems like you need to hear the actual cries of what we're talking about. So I just, and a lot of it, I'm going to go back to the main screen here. A lot of this is not about quotes, right? It's about, oh no, everybody, there's Dolly. But actually, Dolly stands for a lot of the goodness in the world too. So I guess having her be a part of the scene, maybe it's an okay thing. So it's about living and acting on these his words and being that change that you wish to see in the world. I think, was that Gandhi? I'm not sure. Or is it anonymous? I'm not exactly sure. But I just find his history to be really interesting, because I had read this book called, I think it was, I forget the exact name, but it was about the Pullman Porters, and it was right after the Emancipation Proclamation, and the slaves were freed, and a lot of the slaves got jobs working on Pullman Porter trains. So they were just servants on the train, and a lot of it was the rise of the African American middle class, because they actually made pretty good wages, which was still low considering. And it was the rise of the middle class because those people were able to send money home to their families, and then those people were able to get houses and cars and educations and opportunities. And it turns out that the people who were brought up in that society, they had asked Martin Luther King to be the spearhead of this movement, and he really wasn't sure if he wanted to be the face of it. Like he was already, beloved, and they went around and asked a couple other people, and they just knew that he would be the best one to do it. And then he said, yes, I will do this. And he died for what he believed in. And how many of us are willing to do that? So, all right. So I wanted to feature, because this really goes along with the theme of this show tonight, because I really, really want to honor Martin Luther King Jr. and my friend Arlan Feiles. For those of you who watch the show, you know that he's been on here. He interviewed. He told me with some curse words to put out my bleeping album, and that I was depriving people of my music. And anyway, that was a great episode. If you want to feel inspired just to get off your butt to accomplish something, he's just somebody who. He writes amazing songs, touching songs, just really prolific songs. And I'm going to let him explain his story. Oh, it's part of the video that I'm going to be playing. And it's just an incredible story. And I really suggest that you look more into it when the show is over.
I had this absolutely terrific experience recently down in Selma, Alabama. I was down there for the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's March, Bloody Sunday, and had the great honor of performing this song that we're going to play for you next at the memorial for a woman named Viola. And if you don't know her name, you should. She exemplifies the idea that we truly are each other's keeper, and that injustice to one of us is a great injustice to us all. And when I heard her story, she inspired me to write this song. She died on that march from Selma to Montgomery. She died with the idea that we all have an equal voice, we all have an equal right to vote, and we all have an equal opportunity for justice and liberty and all those things that this country is built on. So I applaud her and her family that keeps her fight. And I dedicate this song to her. This song's called Viola. Thanks again for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. Rewrite the Constitution, or we could fight it out and start up a revolution. Either way is fine with me, still you refuse to see. You're blind to a resolution. Hold tight, we're gonna fight, yes I told you. I hope you're with me, Viola. Screaming from ocean to ocean, really set it off, start up a big commotion. We take hands, but we have forgotten love is all we've got. Listen, I believe that I can show you. Hold tight, we're gonna fight. Yes, I told you. Stand tall, stand upright, you're a soldier. We're gonna take this head on shoulder to shoulder. I hope you're with me, Viola. Break these chains of silence. Take these chains of violence. We will walk these miles and go home. Hold tight, we're gonna fight. Yes, I told you. Stand tall, stand upright. You're a soldier. Oh, you're a soldier. We're gonna take this head on shoulder to shoulder. I hope you're with me, Viola. I hope you're with me, Viola. I hope you're with me. Hey, thanks so much. Have a nice evening.
Incredible, right? Just, I'm pretty sure Dolly's going to come out on the side here. But she would probably say, I'm trying to find where she is so I can turn her off. But just, I remember when he first came out with that song and he was playing a lot of shows and talking about it. And man, just the whole story of it and him talking about meeting up with her family and being a part of just different types of activities and ceremonies in Selma. And it really, like, that song gets me every time. I think I watched, like, yesterday when I was preparing for the show. I think I listened to the song 3 or 4 times. Just incredible. So I will let everybody know. Doug and Uncle Ed, I'll let you know. I'll let Arlan know that you love the song. So and normally at the beginning of the show, I do a segment called Mover and Shaker of the Week. And but I wanted to push it off to be able to just kind of talk about these things and kind of talk about Martin Luther King Jr. And man, I'm glad that you guys sat through all of that. I really appreciate it. So let's do it. Mover and Shaker of the Week. Okay, so here is my friend Andre Richburg, and to me, he's Dre. And I've known Dre probably since I'm 15, 16. We went to a leadership camp together, and we've been friends ever since, and just have always, reconnected throughout the years. Like, some months would go by, some, a year would go by, and but always just really, connective. And actually, it's funny because Dre and Faith Sanko, who is helping me produce the show. Actually, hold on one second here. I'm really, I I'm wondering, it looks like my signal's a little wonky. I'm afraid to turn off my Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. All right. So, am I still streaming here? Let me know if I'm still streaming. I'm sorry. It looks like I'm having a hard time. No sound. All right. Yeah, sorry. I'm supposed to be connected through Ethernet, so I'm kind of I don't mean to be flopping on this. So anyway, so I had spoken to Dre. It was over maybe like early fall, late summer, and he was having a hard time trying to find a job. He works in higher education. He does higher education enrollment management. So he travels around and tries to recruit students for various schools. He's done it for years. And yeah, so he was having a hard time getting hired because he had worked a lot in community colleges, and he was so fed up with the interview process. And I want to kind of go into that, but he decided that he wanted to write an op-ed piece, and in the show notes is the link. So I really want you guys to check out the link. I don't want to forget about that. So let's go in here. This is his story. I got the idea for writing an op-ed piece in the early part of summer in 2020. It's something I feel strongly about. Our country, our workplaces, our families, in so many circles and industries, we talk about equity and inclusiveness, and I felt like in this particular case, I needed to shed light on this hidden and shameful practice in higher education hiring. There was a need to highlight the biases that have been taking place for years, specifically related to enrollment management. Oh no. I'm wondering if this is in the right order. Hold on a second. Well, Faith, no, it says that's the right thing here. I feel like I'm missing something. I wanted them to understand that there were good experienced professionals like myself who were missing out on opportunities due to people's biases and sour ways of thinking. I thought the writing would take a few days, but when I started, my thoughts followed freely, and I was actually done with a rough draft in only an hour. After submitting it to the National Association of College Admission Counseling, which there's the acronym for publishing, and having them make edits to it, the overall process took 5 to 6 days. So this is him explaining not only was he not getting offers for positions that he was qualified for, but I also was not getting constructive feedback on why other candidates were not being offered these roles. Since I was out of work, there was not much planning I had to do, so I just sat down at my desk and started typing away, and it was quite a liberating feeling to get everything down on paper. It was therapeutic too, as it was a way for me to voice my frustrations. And okay, so that, I'm sorry, I read this out in the wrong order, but you understand what I was trying to say. He was qualified for these jobs, and he goes on to explain even further. I get frustrated with being looked over for jobs that I was getting frustrated with being overlooked for jobs I was applying and interviewing for that I was clearly qualified to do. It's rare that a candidate will meet 100% of the job description. However, if a candidate meets 70 to 75% of that description, they should be considered along with experiences and the willingness to learn. I was noticing a disturbing trend that nearly broke me. By the spring of 2020, I had been out of work for a year, and I had been on approximately 40 interviews. And at the time I actually talked to Dre, he had done 30 interviews, and he just sounded like brokenhearted about it. And I just felt so bad, both for community colleges and four-year colleges. So, I wanted to explain that he wanted to write this op-ed piece because he worked at community colleges most of his career. And when I was asking him, like, oh, like, do you think that you could do something else? He goes, no, like, I this is like what I really love to do. And I said, well, have you taken like a career assessment test? And he goes, this is actually what came up for what I would do for a job. So this is what he, wrote this op-ed piece, and it got published, which was, I said, I was asking him once in a while, I'm like, hey, how's the op-ed piece going? And he's like, oh, I haven't written it yet. So finally one day he wrote to me and said, here's the draft. And I'm like, oh my God, like when I read it, it was like beautifully written. And then all of a sudden he's like, it's published. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was so excited for him, because it just felt like such a weight off his shoulders. And I want to, okay. So this is something that Faith Sanko, my co-producer, had wanted to ask, and she said, "Who did you lean on during this process?" And he said, "I first told my wife I was thinking about doing it." So we always need somebody, there's always somebody that we need to get encouragement from or just lean on. She's always very supportive of my endeavors, and she knew how frustrated I had become throughout the arduous job hunting process. I then told 2 other friends / colleagues in the field that I was planning to do it, and they encouraged me to move forward with it if I felt that passionate about exposing the inequities of the hiring practices. And then actually this is like a very general, like when I had first asked him to send me info about just advice, this was just like advice in general. So this isn't specifically about writing an op-ed piece or just writing in general, but I just thought it was really nice because it actually applies to people really applying to college. And so he said, one piece of advice that I would give to a young professional is know that you are going to make mistakes. When you do make mistakes, learn from them. Have someone in your corner as a staunch supporter, which we all need, who is going to help turn those missteps into teachable moments. Furthermore, it is so important to have a mentor. Someone who is a seasoned and successful veteran and can guide you to a clear career vision, help in building a professional network, and be an overall go-to individual for those inevitable times when you will need advice. And I think that is I love this question. I love the answers that I get from everybody. So, just incredible, Dre. So I do want to go on to this little slideshow of this is him in his element. There. Yep. Oh my gosh, you're so cool, Dre. Yeah, he knew that he wanted to help teenagers, get more opportunities. So this was something that just really drove him. Oh my gosh, I love that. And that's the op-ed piece, which is the link is in the show notes. So, Dre, I want you to know that I admire you so much. I feel like you might be texting me. Let me see. So he did text me. Hey, Dre, I if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to comment because I'll go in the chat and people will see your little hey. So Doug Bratton is saying hi. Kathy Phillips is saying hi. So yes, this is amazing. Everybody, you really should read this article, this op-ed. It's so great, and I'm just so proud to be Dre's friend. And I want to and actually just going back and forth and trying to produce this show, I wanted to actually Faith sent me this text with this quote on it. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. And it's not as if Dre is going to completely change every single thing about the hiring process in higher education for enrollment management. It's, that would be a tough nut to crack. But I asked him how the feedback was, and he said that a lot of people felt the same way, and a lot of people didn't even know that was a thing, because he was doing community college work, and he knew that he could do the same thing at a 4-year college. And they're like, well, you work at a community college, so you probably can't do this. That's basically, like, it seemed to be, that was like the opinion of these people. And he knew that he was good at the job, and no matter what, he knew that he could do it. So, and now he does have a job. He's traveling back and forth to Iowa, from Iowa to Pennsylvania. and I know that that's got to be tough, especially like right now with everything that's happening with the pandemic. So Dre, I know that's a contractual job. Is that right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Please don't. I hope that I would not get in trouble for saying that out loud on the internet. But anyway, but Dre, I'm so proud to be your friend. So wow. Okay. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed the show. The holiday. There she is. Wait, one more time. I guess I need this. Oh man. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the chat. Let's see who's here. Just want to make sure that I know that Kathy was here, and okay. And I know that Danielle's still here. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I kind of realized in the wait, the question is, what are you doing on a consistent basis to better the world for the people you don't know? So there's a lot of people that don't really think about it. They just don't. And there's people in our lives, daily lives, where they're not thinking about improving the world. They're thinking about improving what's in front of their face, where they can't look past their nose. And I just have always felt like it's my job to. I'm on a journey to better myself every single day. So yeah, trying to raise your kids right. So and Danielle, L, I know that you're just such a wonderful person, and you always have been. I remember as a kid, at your sister's sleepovers, you always treated me like an equal. And when you look up to someone, when someone's your friend's older sister, and they treat you with mutual respect as if you're the same age, like that's huge. So I have always admired you very much. So something basic. This is what Gina says. Reaching out, having conversations with friends and strangers, just basic human interaction, which, right? Like we're so used to just, this, just okay. And what's been the hardest thing about the pandemic for me is going to the grocery store, because I always have like such a big smile on my face, like it like can stick a banana sideways, like my mouth. It's just like I'm like, hey, hi, like I say hi. So like I'm very vocal at the store now, but everyone's just like sad and miserable, and that's like one of the little things that I look forward to, things getting back to normal. And yeah, so anyway, you're so right, Gina. Yeah, we are all equal, right? It's this to be on equal footing. I wonder if this is Dre still texting me. I'm here now. Wow. I don't know if you can see that. No, I need a camera person for you to see that. But that's what he's saying. I'm here now. Wow. So everyone's saying hello to you, and you're an amazing inspiration, Dre. You are so cool. We need those masks with the plastic. I miss smiling at people too. Yeah. But looks like there is some light at the end of the tunnel, and that's exciting, right? So I find I smile more when wearing a mask. Susan. Okay, so Doug says, smile, be kind, help others when they're in need, try and do something thoughtful for others, and tip well. That last one is these people have to work and to make a living, and a lot of us are lucky we're getting to work from home. And it's like these weird things that we take for granted every day. You're like, wow, I'm so lucky, or this is a struggle, or that's not a struggle, and so needs help. And I feel really lucky to have a full-time job, because I'm capable of like donating and literally giving money to the food bank, and to people who just need help. And yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Well, everybody, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Yep, there we go. Oh, well, I have to remember that's a technical thing. Faith, remind me to turn off Dolly, or maybe we'll just leave Dolly in every time. Have you guys watched her documentary? Also on Netflix. Also, have you listened to Dolly Parton's America podcast? If you like Dolly Parton at all, man, or just even a little, you would love that podcast. It's she's such an interesting person. And I had said in the past that if I could have, I don't even know the fraction, not even an eighth, a 16th, a 34th, I don't know if that's a real fraction, but of of how much people love her. They just like love her, and that's the way she's lived, right? Just so great. You guys got to check that out. She's just so inspiring to me. Well, I guess I'm going to play this song and then I'm going to kind of do the closing because I feel like I play the song and then I should kind of have some kind of closing out. Turn myself down so I'm not blasting you guys out. This song is called Everybody Comes Around Here. Oh wait. There we go. Everybody Comes Around Here. Oh wait, it's not. It is also on my album Big Time Superhero, but it also is available on all streaming platforms. So I have a fully produced version of it that is going to be on my record. So, but you can listen to it on all streaming platforms, and there's a music video of it. 2, 3, 4. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa. You hear the music from downtown, your body starts to move to the unfamiliar sound. Your feet start running towards that song. It may be miles away, but it won't take very long. We'll be waiting for you to arrive. So just come along, make yourself at home. Another party's up tonight. Yeah, everybody comes around here. Feel the rhythm and soul. Everybody comes around here to get out of control. And I know that you've been waiting for the ride. The line's a little long, but you know that you're gonna have a real good time. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa. How can you go back to that crying? When you start to think about it, you start to lose your mind. But you have to walk out of this door and tie up all the loose ends from the life you had before. We'll be waiting for you to return. So just go ahead, do what you gotta do. And if there's one thing that you've learned, it's that everybody comes around here to feel the rhythm and soul. Everybody comes around here to get out of control. And I know that you've been waiting for the ride. The line's a little long, but you know that you're gonna have a real good time. Oh, and when you wait, that honky-tonk band will play. So don't be taking so long. Knock, knock, knocking on the door. What I tell you, baby, everybody comes around here to feel the rhythm and soul. Everybody comes around here to get out of control. And I know that you've been waiting for the ride. The line's a little long, but you know that you're gonna have a real good time. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa. Everybody, thank you so much, so much for tuning in. And I say this at the end of every show. You don't need anyone's permission to believe in yourself. A lot of times we give people in our lives voices. We give them a voice, and I'm I want to say this right because Faith Sanko, my co-producer, she was so articulate. So you don't need anyone's permission to act on something that you want, which really in the end that's true, right? It's you have to give yourself that permission. Like no one can stop you from living some kind of dream that you've always dreamed for yourself. And you know, a lot of times we give a voice to others, and this font is very small. Faith, I tried to print out this whole thing to tape below the lens, and so next episode I promise that this is going to be rehearsed and memorized. So whether they may say anything at all, right? So in the end, I just want you guys to know that if it's maybe a family member, maybe a friend, a coworker, you don't need their permission, right? You do you. And I want you guys to live creative and live creatively. And let me go back to this so you can see my I want you guys to, you know, believe in yourselves. And actually, I there was a couple things I was supposed to do today, in the show, and I kind of missed a couple things. So I just want you guys to know that, you know, here's this chart. I've been over it on this show before. We're gonna go over it more on the next episode. The next episode is gonna be about scheduling and planning and kind of talking about your habits and how you're achieving your goals. And and I meant to talk about this with Dre and his mindset. You know, he just, you know, he was kind to himself. He kept trying and trying and trying. He felt beat up, but he kept going and going. And you know, he decided that he was just going to write an op-ed piece. And so I mean, I didn't even know he knew how to write that well. So so Faye saying, "You're great, by the way, these are Amanda's real sentiments, not a script. That's what's most important." Yes, I'm sorry to I should have just ad-libbed it and not try to say anything, right? You know, just pretend. So we are going to go over this. And so next week you got to tune in. So Monday, November. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, we're in January 25th. Just one more time for Dolly and the popcorn. And actually, Doug Bratton, who's in the chat, he was a part of helping me kind of put that together. And it's an evolving chart. And so I want you guys to come to the show feeling inspired. So maybe tonight you kind of pick up a book of something that you are interested in. Maybe you go on YouTube and try to look up that woodworking project that you've been always wanting to try. So anyway, do you feel more positive already, Aunt Carol? Yay! So tomorrow is a new day. It's a new start for the country. And I am so happy that you guys tune in. And I want this show to be. I want you guys to get the most out of the show, and I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone in order to make that happen. So I love you guys, and I have a fun new outro that I want to show you. So I'm gonna give you a kiss now and let the outro play. Mwah. Wait, I gotta get it. Come on.